Wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got some special guests in the building with us this morning.
Who we got?
We got the brothers Jason Mitchell and Barton Fitzpatrick. Welcome, fellas.
This is the third time around you mispronounced my name. It's Barton.
Barton. When I said Barton?
Yeah.
Barton. You know what it is? Because even with Charlamagne, his name is Leonard, right?
No, it's
but
not.
He wants me to call him Leonard. He wants me to call him Leonard.
My name is Leonard.
And Leonard.
His name is Leonard.
You get a little money. My name not Leonard no more. My name is Leonard. My name Barton. Barton Fitzpatrick. Welcome, fellas.
Thank you.
How y'all feeling, man?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I can't lie.
It's good to see y'all together, man. Clearly, y'all got cool on the Shy. Y'all became good partners on the Shy, right?
Yep.
Absolutely. And like, he's one of my favorite people to work with. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to make it feel real all the time and like really lock in. You know, they got what you call dialing it in. When people are saying the words and they looking you right in the eyes, but you could tell they like thinking about some shit they left in the microwave. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah. So he's always been good to work with.
Absolutely. From day one, meeting this gentleman, because the thing was when I found out that he would be coming to the show, I knew it would be a hit just off of who he was, So my thing was if I just had a scene with him, I knew I would pop. So it's like, of course, y'all saw what we was able to do. Absolutely. I was actually able to treat him and bully him, you know what I'm saying? Which upped me. So thank this brother. You know what I'm saying? Not just really my brother though.
No.
Okay.
No. Actually, he's you brought he's the reason why I was here the first time around. He paid for my flight and my hotel and everything. I was broke.
What you mean?
When my first time coming to the Breakfast Club, we was in Atlanta together. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He took care of me. It's my big brother.
Wow. God damn, Showtime couldn't pay for that.
Right? Jesus.
Yeah, we got a few things to discuss with them.
How did you know that you wanted to pay for Barton's flight and everything? Like,
See,
how did you know he was the one to go do?
To me, money isn't real, bro. You know what I mean? And I feel like Chicago is a lot like New Orleans. Like, a lot of times we don't get these opportunities. So if it just take a little bit of money to be able to change somebody's life forever, to be able to bust their imagination open forever, like that's dope. The money ain't even nothing.
And now the world knows how broke actors are because we on strike, but
right.
But Jason Ben knew what it was, so he took care of me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You do that for a lot of people? Or did you see something special in the brother?
I definitely saw something special in him, but I'm one of those people who feel like I try to be the person I wish people was for me.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Because nobody really exposed me to what I was about to get into. You know what I mean? I really went from Holly Grove to Hollywood. Like, it's literally articles that say from Holly Grove to Hollywood. And I didn't, I had to learn how to grow in that space by myself. So, whenever I see somebody who career kind of like mimics mine a little bit, I try to put them under my wing, show them a little love.
You lost weight too, man.
I be trying. I be trying to take a couple of pages out your book. But I mean, my thing is, bro, I don't have no desire to be sexy for real. You know what I mean? I feel like I already identify as sexy, so I don't need a hard ass 6-pack, and I don't need all that. You know what I mean?
I hate to talk about my coworker, right? But my coworker feels like he look like Morris Chestnut
No,
sometimes.
I don't feel like that. Morris Chestnut feels like I look like Morris Chestnut.
Why your mouth open? But you know it's a lie. Like, you like, what coworker? You looking for another coworker in here, right?
Morris Chestnut said he's got mistaken for me. He said that himself
goddamn
on Jennifer Hudson's show.
Maybe Morris Almond. Not quite chestnut. But nah, y'all can definitely pass for family for sure though.
For family. Cousin. Second or third cousin on his mom's side.
Now let's talk about Everything Is Both. What is Everything Is Both?
Now wait a minute. Are y'all supposed to be talking about films and stuff? I thought.
Well, see, this is the beauty in it, right? Because we definitely stand in solidarity with all of our actors, with the writers, because, I mean, y'all need to pay us.
Absolutely.
What are you going to do without us?
Directors as
AI can't do it, people. Believe me. You ain't going to find Jason Mitchell in the computer. You understand what I'm saying? But it's beautiful because we could talk about what we did on our own, which makes this so special, Me and Bart are both producers on this film, so it's like, it's dope. We definitely stepped it up. And we did this during COVID when everybody was like, man, it's crazy, and we could only use skeleton crews, and you had to have masks and tests and all this different stuff. Like, we produced a movie ourselves. Everybody thought we was tripping, but we've been #1 for how many weeks?
Several at this point.
On Tubi, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
but major props to the writer who's in the room, Jaquavis Coleman. You know what I'm saying? That's the architect, and you know what I'm saying? He put everything together. So
well, tell us about Everything Is Both.
So Everything Is Both. It's an action thriller. You know, a lot of mystery going on. Like we said, it was written by Jaquavius Coleman. And it was the start of something beautiful for us, you know, because it was the first time I've ever read a book fully through. And I know that might sound crazy, right? But Jaquavius sent me the book. And me and him been friends for like 18 months before we even started doing movies or whatever. But I'm reading his book like, damn, and I didn't even put it down. I might have took like a bathroom break or something, but I was like, yo, the book is dope. So one day he came to me and was like, I think I want to turn this into a movie. I'm like, sign me up. You know, so we just start putting it together. He sent me the script. I was like, I think I know somebody who would be great to play Scar. We called Barton. I mean, the rest is history. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, it's so interesting, what you were saying about the writer's strike, right, and the actor's strike, because I don't understand why taking away interviews, how that helps the writers or the actors, because I feel like y'all should be out here, number one, talking about what's going on, right, in Hollywood.
Absolutely.
And number two, a lot of these projects are flopping. Like, a lot of these projects are coming out and they're not doing well, and I think it's because they're not allowing them to promote it.
Yeah, people are not talking about it. They're not explaining, not breaking it down.
You're giving the studios in Hollywood more leverage when they can be like, well, this ain't working and that ain't working, so let's try to do it for cheaper.
Right. And it's crazy, right? Because I think the percentage is crazy. Like, because you got to make like $40,000 a year in order to qualify for, you know, insurance, 401k, all these different things. And you need this to take care of a family.
Absolutely.
But like, we've been blessed to make more than that a year, but we're in like, I don't know, we might be 2%.
Don't say we, man. Don't say we.
Don't say we.
Yeah, I'll just keep it in one. It's only 1% of actors in the world who make at least, what is it, like $40,000 a year.
Right.
You know
That's
what I'm saying?
right.
Only
So
1%.
it's like,
It's
man,
only
it's
160,000 SAG members. You know what I'm saying? It's not even a lot of us in the union. But it's important for us to just keep doing these independent projects and, you know.
Right. We got to give ourselves these opportunities, you know, because if we allow them to feed us, we allow them to starve us, which is super, super scary, you know. But like, to have somebody respond and be like, well, maybe y'all should start losing your houses, start losing your cars. You're like, okay, well.
But that's what it gets to, because you think about it. You're not allowed to do movies, promote movies. I seen something where they didn't want you doing interviews. You couldn't host any premieres or host any shows.
Right.
They didn't want you to do podcasts. It was so many different things. So how do they expect somebody who makes a living off of doing movies, acting, and being an actress to eat?
Right. Well, I think they put us in between a rock and a hard place, right? Because, you know, we stood behind the writers for sure, because their percentage is even more crazy. It's like in the 90% of people who aren't, you know, being able to feed their family like they used to. But, you know, we were like, hey, listen, we're going to do a blackout if y'all don't come to some sort of agreement, you know? And they pretty much called our bluff. Like, do what you got to do.
Yeah.
You know, which is crazy, you know, and it makes you feel like something is going on behind the scenes that they don't really want us to know.
Yeah, AI.
Yeah.
About to replace everybody.
Right. But it's, you know, it's crazy, because at the end of the day, it's like plagiarism at its finest. You know, that's all this computer is doing, is pulling stuff from off the internet here, there, and everywhere, and then spitting an idea back at you. You know, you might be able to tweak that or do whatever, but you can't like copyright that. You can't, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's a very strange situation. But for me, I feel like it's weird, because like, are we not still proud of the art itself?
Yeah.
You know, like, you can't find another Charlamagne. You think?
No, thank God.
Yeah.
But you know, to your point about what Hollywood is hiding, what these screamers are hiding are the actual numbers.
Right.
Because if they ever lifted up the hood and showed, you know, people what is actually going on, Wall Street would be like, oh, that ain't what it is. And those stock value prices would drop tremendously, because these screamers ain't worried about actual profit. They worried about them stock value numbers.
Exactly.
So as soon as they start, they'll never show actors what a show really did. They'll never start revealing what these, you know, shows on these streaming services are actually doing, because it's going to affect Wall Street.
Right. But I think, you know, like, we've been talking about it amongst our, you know, group and friend circle, that we really got to start hustling it like rap. You know, when you look at people like NBA Youngboy, you know, he has a demographic that he touches, and he knows he could put his stuff out and go straight to the source, straight to the fans. You know, we ain't never seen nobody in the street and stop us and be like, hey, man, when you see Showtime, tell them thank you for putting you on their show. You know, it's always, we love y'all, you know, and we had to absorb that. You know, that was one thing that Jaquavius preached to us. Like, bro, y'all are the brand.
That's right.
Like, let's work on that and grow that, because we could use our own money. We ain't got to wait on them.
What does independent films offer you that the Hollywood ones don't? Like, what have y'all gotten from this particular situation that y'all wouldn't someplace else?
Freedom.
Freedom. Yeah. Freedom. In a lot of spaces. And also, I mean, like, let's be honest, bro. IP, intellectual property, is a big deal. Ownership is a big deal. So when you talking about being, one of a few people who getting a check cut and you making your money back in a couple months, like, what just happened? You know what I mean? Like, it gives you a whole different type of life when you realize you could dig in your own pockets, make your own movie, put it out to your own fans, and really get a check that you never seen in front of the camera, in these big studio movies. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't have nothing against them. I'm sorry.
And let me say, from
you got to answer for mom.
from an artist standpoint,
Madre, what's going on? Oh yeah, this is my little.
What you got?
This is made by a black designer right
Yeah,
now.
what you got on?
This is made by this
Tell
that
mama we said
Stephen
what up.
Boudreaux. I'm at the Breakfast Club. Look,
Hey,
DJ
mama.
Envy said what up.
Hey,
That's Charlamagne
Madre.
right there. And I got Bart with me.
hey, mommy, what's up, mama?
And
Come on now, like an arrow.
look, and
What you
Quay
mean?
over there in the corner. He being quiet. He in the corner. Yeah. Yeah, but look, man, we live right now. So everything good? All right,
Everything
my
is
baby.
both.
All right, I'm gonna call you when I leave here. All right. All right.
But to answer, I want to say from an artist standpoint, like in my experience, as an artist and an actor, we need creative control. You know what I'm saying? So independent projects and working with creatives like Jaquavis and being able to produce alongside your friends, you're able to, basically, control the character. You know what I'm saying? Like in my experience in acting, that's really important. You know what I'm saying? So that's my biggest. I love that as far as the
And that has to be big because we seen you get killed off on 2 shows, and both of those shows, people loved you as a
Indeed.
person, but you can't control what happens.
Exactly.
And how does that feel? Both times you can read the script and you be like, well,
no more checks.
Tuesday is
Well,
it?
there's no more checks. But nah, it's like, yeah, because they be like, why they keep doing that to you? And it's like, if only I could tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But in these independent projects, you know what I'm saying? I ain't too much got to worry about that.
Right.
Why
Especially when
can't
you
you tell
produce.
us, Bart?
Huh?
Why can't you tell us
Tell us what?
why they keep doing this to you?
Why they keep killing you off?
Hey, why they keep killing me off?
Yeah.
In my opinion,
Yeah.
As Jason goes under the
you
table.
feel right? Like, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. They got to stop though. They got to stop.
Yeah.
They should stop.
Yeah, because I feel like there's there can be discrimination on both sides. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
What you mean?
I just think that sometimes one party can be respected, but the other party's wishes can't be respected. I'll leave it at that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
I learn
power
from you
is
every
power.
time.
I got killed off on power. Ain't nobody safe on that show. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like,
And Shy, you were a major player on that show.
Somebody
Absolutely.
that people love. They love the
Absolutely.
character.
And they still love me forever. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's truly respect, like the opportunity, you know what I'm saying? Because it's endless opportunities that come from that. But
Yeah.
Do y'all still watch it?
I don't watch my own stuff. Period. You know this about me. I don't really like to watch my own stuff. Like I think we will watch it when we have like those screenings or whatever when they just let the cast see it.
I'm happy
But,
and
like,
proud of
I
our
don't-
castmates being able to go 6 seasons, especially my little brothers and you know what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
Alex, Mikey, and Shaman. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's important to see them continue to grow.
Right.
Right, for
That's the
real.
main-
Not even straight out of Compton. And that because that's on
In
BT
front of this
all the
move, man.
time.
Watch it.
Nah,
That's
for real.
on
I watched
all
Straight
the
Outta
time.
Compton like 4 straight times. I'm not gonna lie because we had the premiere and then we had some moments like that changed my life. You know what I mean? But like as I constantly watch it, I'm like, man, I could have did this better. I could have did that better. Like the New Orleans accent slipped out heavy at the end when I was like, no, Doc, please don't tell me. I'm like, damn. And it's like all kind of spots I look at like, damn, I could have did a better job in this situation. So I try not to watch my own stuff because I'd be my worst critic,
What was it about this role that y'all connected?
Oh man, you want to tell them about the diner thing?
No, go for it. Go for it, yeah. Please tell me.
We hadn't worked together in a while, and it's refreshing to, you know what I'm saying, to be back on set with your homie, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we're really brothers, so it was this one particular scene. And like I said, Jaquavis allowed me to come and pretty much direct some of my scenes. You know what I'm saying? Also, like, incorporate ideas as far as, you know, the script. But this one particular scene, Jason had to get emotional. And it was like, I know his work. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I know his.
Let me elaborate on this a little bit
take it away,
because I'm gonna just be frank. Actors do not like taking notes from other actors.
Really?
Unless you the
not.
director, please shut up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like a
Man, you ain't
Denzel
wrong.
or-
I mean, if it's Denzel or like a Sam Jackson or somebody, we'll probably listen. But at the same time, they know how actors feel, so they would probably never do that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
actors just don't give each other notes. It's not a thing. But like I'm like 3 takes in, I'm crying, like I'm like, you know, I'm going through my breathing situation. And he comes to me and he like fighting back tears almost, and he like, bro, how about less sorrow and more shame? You're ashamed of yourself right now. And I was like, what? My brain just unlocked, went to a different place. You know what I mean? And it was like beautiful to have that moment. I was like, yo, this is dope. And like to think that that's coming from my little homie, like, and we have that energy that we could really run with on set, like that was fire.
Absolutely.
And like when you watch the movie, when people watch the movie, they're like, man, you really had me crying, bro. But that was your boy right here.
That's dope.
Yeah,
You might
absolutely.
need to direct one of these pieces, my guy.
Absolutely.
And what's
Yeah.
your thoughts on Tubi? You seen Tubi allowing a lot of producers and a lot of independent people to get a shot and to get a chance, you know?
Man, listen.
I'm gonna get Tubi tatted on my back.
Oh,
man, for real. For real. Like,
God.
no, like for real. Tubi is the next wave. That's the next big thing. Absolutely.
sure.
Thank
And
you, Tubi.
They
For
giving
sure.
us
Thank you to
an
fans of Tubi.
opportunity to boost our confidence to jump into this lane. You know, because I think a lot of times people are under the impression that Hollywood is such a cliquish business and they only want to hire their friends and this and that. But the truth is they don't have time to teach you why you on the job. And you know what I mean? They paying you handsomely to be able to do this job. So you need to know how to do it, you know? So it gives our people this space to be able to go in and get better.
To fuck up.
You know what I'm
Get
saying?
better.
Yeah, but at the same time, they making great.
Exactly.
I feel like it's the only thing to do now. Like if I was a writer or an actor and Hollywood was doing me dirty, I'd be trying to get SAG or someone just to give us approval to go make these indie movies.
Yeah, like, bro, listen. I wish I could pull up the numbers to really show y'all, but I feel like they might, you know what I mean? They might be on us too heavy after that. But like, we really, listen, making your money back that fast is crazy.
Bart
That's
paid for his
all
own
I'ma
flight up
say.
here this time.
Exactly.
say.
Exactly.
So y'all made
I did.
y'all got your ROI and made profit already.
Exactly.
But also,
Exactly.
man, I be still missing that love. You know what I'm saying? I haven't got embraced this much
Really?
since those days. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
that's
When
true.
we was
Like,
in our
seeing
glory
people
days,
like-
season 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Now my family is calling, friends, random people stopping me on the street. Like for real.
Man,
bro, I
nobody
saw
talks
the
about
movie.
that. Bart,
Like,
you ain't lying. That's a big part of a lot of this, right?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like people want that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I got 2 movies trending on Tubi right now. You know what I'm saying? Check out Wayward if y'all ain't seen that. You know what I'm saying? Serial killer. You know what I'm saying?
Did y'all get nervous after the Chi when y'all left the Chi, like as in that the industry wouldn't fuck with y'all, that y'all might have been blackballed, that people wouldn't work with y'all? Were y'all nervous at all?
I went from 10 lines. I was only supposed to be in the pilot episode. So to go from that and become a series regular, I hit a stain. That's a lick. You know what I'm saying? From the crib, we already know that's a lick. So it's like I wasn't in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't a pivotal figure. I thought like because the show was critically acclaimed, of course, it was like endless jobs. But I realized it's a hit show, but it's still a hit black show. You know what I'm saying? So in these audition rooms in LA, oh, I heard of the show, but I never watched. And it's like, really? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it got to the point where even now, like, motherfuckers need a job. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see we doing what we doing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm very, very extremely nervous. Not necessarily blackballed or nothing like that, but it's just like, man, like, this is you to book any, role period. That's like one in a million. So it's like, yeah, of course. Even now, every day I still worry like what's gonna be the next thing. So for sure, yeah.
Right, like for me, I definitely was nervous more on the level of like, I felt misunderstood when everything popped off, and everything was happening. I felt very misunderstood because you gotta realize, coming from where I came from, all of a sudden, in a matter of months, I'm here with the best agents, the best managers, the best PR, who I just met yesterday.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they got me in these Hollywood parties, and they're like, yeah, Jason has charisma. Take him out to these parties, let him meet some people, mingle, see who he gets along with. I'm sure somebody will want to work with him. But at the time, I identified as a whole hood hero. Mm-hmm. They just saw me leave and do the greatest thing anybody from New Orleans ever done in this acting space. So I'm trying to go celebrate with the people I want to celebrate with, not be, in this party with this suit on. I'm like, this is supposed to be one of the greatest nights of my life. But nobody was educating me about my job and about my newly found fame. It was none of that. And only 6% of us are represented behind the scenes. As far as the below the line jobs, it's only 6% of us. So it ain't nobody to put you under their wing or be like, oh, now since you famous, here's how the next 10 years of your life gonna go. The Jamie Foxxes of the world, Anthony Andersons, Lawrence Fishburnes of the world, they'll sit you down and have a nice talk with you, but you don't call them people with your problems like, man, what I'm supposed to do when this happen? What I'm supposed to do when this happen? So I felt very much like a fish out of water, and I didn't know who to call, But the last thing you want to do is go back to where you came from. So I was like, man, I just had to start being prayed up every day. It just came a thing where I was like, you know what, God, you put me in this position. So obviously you wanted to sit me down.
Absolutely. Learn
me something real quick, you know what I mean? And put a whole different crew of people around me. Because now I got people who love me for real around me. And it's like, the love don't always feel good. I got people who really hold me accountable. That man in that corner gonna hold me accountable. This man behind me gonna hold me accountable. Same thing with Bart. And it's it's a beautiful space because it allows you to grow. As an artist, when somebody say, hey, this your job. This is what you need to do to make this happen and for this to pop. They're not about to micromanage you and all of that. They're gonna come back and make sure that you did your piece. And on top of that, they want you to be able to call them out as well. And that's what the circle been looking like and been feeling like lately. It's not just, people having a job because they're a family member.
What did you learn?
Grew up with them.
And I wanted to say something real quick. Also, you had asked, just to piggyback off that question, I do have people like Lorenz Tate, that's family, Lamar Tate, who actually
Lorenz,
always was on the phone with me, you know what I'm saying, coaching, definitely giving me, confidence and advice on how to maneuver through it and letting me know it's always going, you know what I'm saying? Every actor has experienced what you feeling, you know what I'm saying? You're going to continue feeling like that. So, you know what I'm saying? It is a couple people who I've been able to talk to, but also seasoned actors. One in particular, I ain't going to drop his name, but he told me to go back and get a security job.
No
cap.
Why security?
And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, don't you know I'm raw as hell? I'm still a raw ass actor. I'm sure I'll keep making something, you know what I'm saying? But he was, I don't know where he was at.
He
with
said,
that.
"Go get a security job."
Man told me to go work the night shift. Security job.
That's wild.
For sure.
What did you learn in all of that, Jason, when you went through all of the shit you was going through?
A few things. Like I said, for one, if you let them feed you, you let them starve you. Two, if you leave yourself vulnerable for some bullshit to happen, it's gonna happen. And through it all, because there's a difference between being a male and a man, right? And I think that what I was going through was pushing me out of the boy stage and forcing me to be a man. And it just is what it is. A lot of times, the issues that you deal with be from the past. And for instance, my dad, he killed himself when I was 15 years old, right? And the main thing you think when something like that happens is, how could you leave me out here in this world by myself, right? And then you start to grow this relationship with God, and you got the same type of father wounds, so you handle God the same way. Dude, why you letting all this happen to me? Why you letting this happen to me? But it was because I don't think I knew my father properly. You know what I mean? So I couldn't know God properly, so I had to start fixing that part, and I just had to start growing as a man, surround myself with men. I even found a Bible study group that's all men called EFL Equipped for Life, and we just be in the backyard, you know what I mean? We do Bible study 3 different times a week just in case you miss it. They got a little podcast, everything rolling. But it's to be around men that hold you accountable and help you point out different issues you may have, it was a very enlightening thing for me, you know, because being a father myself, like, I want to make sure I'm the best father that I could be. But a lot of times, you know, these generational curses be a real thing because we not acknowledging really what the problem is. So I think being able to take enough accountability to look at myself and say, hey, you put yourself in XYZ position. It may not have been what they try to make it seem like in the media, but don't worry, I covered you from that. You know what I mean? You ain't got no charges. You ain't never been to jail. Ain't nobody came out and said, he did this to me. So, like, you got to feel the fire without it burning you. So now what you gonna go do? You know what I mean? Because while I was sitting on top of the world, it was to the point really where, like, I was so busy. Like, I was booked till 2023, right? Back then. So I was so busy that, like, I didn't want to talk business with people when I went out. Like, I wasn't never an asshole to nobody, but, like, I was very out of touch with what could have been. I could have been thinking, let's do something independent. You know what I mean? Like, when it was falling through like that, I had so much more of a voice. Like for instance, bro, look at Charles King.
Absolutely.
You know? Like, look what he doing with Macro. They Clone Tyrone was just a hit. Like, Mudbound got nominated for 4 Oscars. We see what happened when you give the right black
money.
man. Exactly. Exactly. When you get it right, one the money, you see what happens.
Yeah,
Great things happen.
Now they do amazing
You know?
things. He was just up here.
Yeah, so I feel like, you know, that's another person that inspires me. We trying to get to that space. We need 60 Macros. We need Macro to be just as potent as Universal.
You're a phenomenal actor, Jason. So it makes me wonder, did other actors and actresses reach out to you? Because it's like, yo, you know, you have a mishap or whatever it was, but that don't mean it's over. Did anybody reach out to you to let you know that?
Well, you know, yeah, a bunch of people did. You know who actually really was in my corner and really helped me get my mind right was Issa Rae. She was like, bro, like, you going through the fire right now, and to be honest, you too hot for the people who even love you to fuck with you right now. It just is what it is. But when that wear off, they're going to have people on the other side. Like, you just going through a storm, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool. But, like, when I sit back and look what she's done, she's always had that attitude. I'm not going to let these people tell me what I can and can't do. I'm always going to exalt myself as a beautiful black queen and move like that. You know? So when I'm looking at what she done, I'm looking at Insecure, I'm looking at the coffee shops, I'm like, oh, man, I need Issa me, please.
Yeah, Issa got the best blueprint in Hollywood to me.
Facts.
She mind her business. You know,
Facts.
she puts out dope quality shit.
Right.
She stays above all the mess.
Right.
There's no mess about her. Like,
Exactly, but it
Hopefully
still
she
show
can
up
give
and
us a
say, I'm
job.
voting for everybody black.
Yeah, hopefully she can give us a job. She checks this interview out. We could definitely
Issa,
use it.
listen,
We're
I'm
big
not
fans,
saying
you
I'm
know,
against
big,
it.
huge fans.
I was going to ask, is there anybody that surprised you that you thought was on your side, or any, because, you know, or even press that was like, we can't rock with you?
Oh, a bunch of them. I will not give them.
Without saying names, though.
Well, see, this is the thing. This is how I really
Can I say
honestly
something real quick?
feel.
Can I say something real quick?
Speak, Bart.
When my brother situation happened, I was at a LA party, and it was a group of names, you know what I'm saying? Literally, we was about to take a big picture, and they said, on the count of 3, no Jason Mitchell.
You lying.
All black actors. So what I want y'all to know is people are jealous and they're haters. Like,
Wow.
like he said, he's a real nigga from New Orleans who then instantly shitted on all y'all and became Eazy-E.
Right.
The man, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of actors who've been doing this way longer than us. Same thing with me. You just out of the gate, you're Rez from the Shy, you the biggest, you know what I'm saying, gangster in TV history. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
I'll say that. But but yeah, it's like, so they be hating. People be waiting for us to fall off. Like they can't, you know what I'm saying?
I had no idea.
Especially actors. You know
A
what
lot
I'm
of
saying?
them calling me for
Like,
jobs now, though, and I still give them a job. You want a job, Ernie?
Somebody, you know, the interesting thing
Yeah.
about that, man, I know executives who worked there, and they were like, man, it's just the climate. They was like, you know, they basically were like, he didn't do what people think he did.
Right.
But because of the climate and the way the headlines were, people thought, oh, he's a monster, this and that. And
Yeah,
they was
yeah,
like,
I
no,
definitely got railroaded for
yeah.
sure.
They was like, it was because of the climate.
It definitely was, but at the same time, like I said, it was a God thing. For me, that's how I look at it, you know, because nobody could have protected me the way he did. Like, even if even if it was the same position, you know what I mean? It could have been a lot worse for me. It really could have. Like, because like Bart said, you know, they got people out there who just they smile in your face. You know what I'm saying? But to stab you in the back with a big old knife, you know? So, but I choose to like say, God bless y'all, for real. It's easier because it's like to harbor that much negative energy is crazy. Like you can't sleep. Like, and don't get it twisted. When this first happened, I was so hurt. I felt like they had so many people that I know for a fact could speak up for me and could have said something and could have did something. But they didn't. That's the reality of the situation. Ain't nobody come and save me and all of that. So all I had to look at was like God. But I'm not about to let nobody live in my head rent free and have my heart beating fast and me crying myself to sleep.
I never saw you be bitter. That was the other
Especially
thing.
when you know you better than all these niggas too.
Hey, you know, that's that's the thing.
Confidence
you can't
is
stop
everything.
LeBron from jumping from the free throw line. There's a
Right.
lot of shit you could do to hate, but like, nah, I'm gonna go off the glass on you every time.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? So it just is what it is. Like, people thought I was crazy at first. When me and Quay first started putting this movie together, everybody's like, Jason, you know, be careful, you know. You went through a thing, but it doesn't mean you should start doing black movies.
Whoa.
What does that mean?
Whoa.
You know what I mean? What are you talking about? Don't start doing black movies. I'm sorry that if I want to do a movie with my friends, we just happen to be black. You know what I mean? I don't know what that means.
Because they don't understand if LeBron goes to the Pacers is now a dynasty. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand that.
Right.
When Bart and Jason attach to anything, it's going to be a hit. That's what they have to
Exactly.
understand. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And our, you know, people in LA, they don't really see that. You know what I'm saying?
And they had people who
Like,
didn't want to pick it up at first. We was like, all right, that's cool. You know, because we went to Apple and Amazon first, and they had, you know, but we have good relationships with them too, you know, so like we put it up on those platforms and it did good, but when it went to Tubi and everybody started to see it and the numbers started to climb so high, now everybody spinning the bed. About everything is both.
We're going to need that sequel. They're
We'll
demanding
take
it.
We'll take it. You know, just slap that check on the desk. We all good.
Is there anything personally you felt like you needed to change, even just looking back? What just holding yourself accountable, what do you feel like you did wrong?
Yeah, I feel like I was moving too fast, like because it's a time and place for everything. And I had a lot to celebrate at the time. Like, there was a lot that just made me happy. Like, think about it. I really just left. I did $250 million in the box office. That's crazy.
You probably
Like,
on top of the world.
exactly.
Ego
Like,
crazy.
what? Well, I mean, my ego, to be honest, my ego wasn't crazy. Like, Bart could tell you, like,
Okay.
behind closed doors, I'm definitely a super nice person. But, like, I didn't have a plan. Nobody taught me about money. I wasn't thinking about buying land. I wasn't thinking about buying a studio. Like,
You
part of
probably
me wish I would have had it.
drinking, celebrating crazy.
You know,
Yeah,
having a
yeah.
good time.
I seen him at a couple of
Having
clubs, to a
good
club or two.
time.
He popped up at a club or two with me. Yeah,
Yeah,
every
You
once in a
know,
while. Yeah.
I can't lie. I was having a wonderful, wonderful time. But like, it wasn't the time to play. It wasn't the time to just have fun. It wasn't the time to pat myself on the back at all. But like I said, I was so busy that I was hardly even getting time to myself. And I was constantly learning every day. It was just, you know, because what people see on TV, that shit be having a slant. No matter how you look at it, it was constantly climbing.
Yeah.
You know, like here it is, like the first time I really had a condo, high-rise joint, I get booked on Kong and I'm gone 7.5 months from LA and I'm paying $4,200 a month. You know, wasn't nobody in my ear saying, Jason, listen, that's stupid. You know what I mean? Get somebody to go pack your stuff up, put it in storage. You'll never own that. You know what I mean? Don't spend your money on that. I didn't have that around me, you know? But I had to learn. I had to learn the hard way, and it's cool. It's cool,
and they
because
never
now
let
I
us
will
make-
never make those mistakes again.
There you go.
I'm not living that way.
And when you're black in Hollywood, they don't allow you to make no mistake.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They ready to cancel you.
Yeah.
They
Exactly.
praying on it.
And to be honest, that was the only thing that kind of had me bitter for a second, was nobody ever put me under their wing and told me that. Like, nigga, you know, if you slip, they're not going to let you back in here, because it took me a long time to realize that I was at work even when I was off. You know what I mean? Like, soon as you cross the threshold of your door, like, you at work, this is what you signed up for. And I just wanted to be a real boy so bad, you know what I mean? I'm like, this is my job and all of that. But like, when I'm off, and I want to be able to let my hair down and have a great time. But I just meant so much more to the culture and meant so much more to Black history, and I had no idea. You know what I mean? I'm just a nigga from the hood.
But it's funny
saying?
because he was able to like mold me and give me a lot of advice. You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot from Jason. You know what I'm saying? He was like, you can't be going to this club. Like, you're somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I was so excited. But yeah, like when I got with Jason, he was more reserved actually. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and it was only a couple years in of your success. So it's like, yeah. You know, I learned a lot from Jason. You know
I
what I'm
appreciate
saying?
you saying that, bro. Because
Even
sometimes
stuff that you don't know, like,
you
yeah,
be
for
like,
sure.
You hope that you're giving out the best energy that you can, and you hope that you're leading by example the best way you can. But sometimes it get tricky. You know, it's more than just wearing Black designers. We both got on Black designers,
Yes,
by the
we
way.
do.
Shout
The
out
jacket
to
is
Stephen
very fresh.
Goudeau.
Shout out
Thank
Sugar
you,
Hill.
thank you.
Shout out to designers, man. You can't.
Yeah.
Shout out Sugar Hill,
Yeah,
you
Stephen
know.
Goudeau.
Like, shout out.
Yeah,
Shout out
Stephen
Sugar Hill,
Goudeau.
you
Oh
feel
yes,
me?
and
Oh,
yeah.
thank you,
This
thank
is
you.
this is that ooh wee. Shout out to Nikki T for putting me in that ooh wee. No, but yeah, we'll have to send y'all some stuff too. I know.
Oh, yeah,
I know
please do.
y'all like to get
Absolutely.
fly.
Absolutely.
I'll make sure they're in touch.
What do you want people to take away from everything is both?
That you and your friends could be number one, for one. Because I want people to go watch the movie. I don't want to tell them too many things. Because the movie is dope. The movie itself is, it's a fast-paced thriller that, you know, has, I mean, Jaquavius Coleman wrote it. Like, let's be honest.
If you don't know who Jaquavius Coleman is, I don't know what rock you've been under, but I'm sure you've read one of his books.
Right,
Absolutely.
right. In the words of the great Lil Jon, read a motherfucking book. You know what I mean? But yeah, he definitely put a great spin on it. You're gonna see some great acting. You know, we gave some great opportunities, and there will be a part 2 for everybody who keep asking.
That's the main thing.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
on the way.
Yes.
And yes, we're gonna do the same thing that we did again, because the first time we had so many people audition that we had to turn people away. Like, it was crazy. But we made some great discoveries. We found some great actors. We got some seasoned actors in there, you know, and we also gave a lot of opportunities behind the camera for people to come in and, you know, put on for their brands, put on. So we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it going, and we just going to keep moving forward with it. And, you know, we hope people love what we do, because I ain't going to lie, us being number one was unexpected for sure.
Word.
It was definitely unexpected.
I just want them to know you don't miss when you get Barton J. You know.
There you go.
That's
That's a fact, though.
Clearly.
And that's the
Absolutely.
truth.
Well, everything is both is out right now. Make sure y'all pick it up, and we appreciate
It's
y'all.
on Tubi right
on
now,
Tubi, right?
Yeah,
On
So
Tubi.
you want to say anything
It's on
else that you got
Tubi,
going
it's
on?
on,
Like, real quick.
Oh, so I'm also producing another movie right now.
Aren't you nominated for an award right now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, can't leave that out.
Nominated
Can't leave
So
that
I'm in
out.
the Polish Film Festival. I shot a movie in Poland. Oh, which is another thing I want people to know, right? Like, I don't want people to feel like just because we Black that this is a us versus them type of thing. I see other cultures do really, really well with giving their people opportunities. You know, and I think as Black people, we definitely got to get better with that, because when I was in Poland, I saw an infrastructure that was crazy, bro. Like, they're really pulling tax dollars to put into the arts, so the people who do come out of schools that's equivalent to like the Juilliards or whatever, they instantly have $4 to $5 million to shoot their first film. And they taking all the new actors, the new director, everybody who was on top, and giving them basically free bread to go make a great film. Like, that's dope, bro. That's what we need to be doing. You know what I mean? So we trying to start an infrastructure, man, that's really dope. And me and my team are working really hard to make sure that people have the proper training to be able to handle the opportunity to work at high-level positions in Hollywood. Because, like, we see what Charles King did, right?
That's right.
But at the same time, you know, we have to create that for ourselves. We can't, like, always be like, oh, we're going to wait for the opportunity and we're going to play all our cards right. Like, nah. Sometimes you got to fight for what you want, you know, and it just is what it is. So,
Well,
congrats.
we're
When's that
gonna do
coming up?
something beautiful.
Well, congrats on the award. When's the movie coming up?
I believe October, but I mean, I'm not 100% sure. I'd be lying.
Okay.
I'd be lying. No, but yeah. So I started a 501c3 called Dream Seeker. It's been doing good, and we just on the last film that I produced in Oklahoma Orlando, with Andrew Vanderhooten and Wes Miller. I got an opportunity to give 2 students scholarships. So one of them flew in from like an Indian reserve from Oregon. The other one flew in from Arlington, Texas, and they got to, you know, work behind the scenes and pretty much work in every department. It was just a really, really dope experience. So we pushing forward with that, man. So Dream Seeker is gonna train the people, and then we'll have the jobs to give them once they finish the training. So
That's dope.
Dope.
Yeah.
Well, thank you,
Everything
brother.
at both
And y'all
fronts.
be sure to check out Manny will kill me if I didn't. Shout out Manny Haley. We actually have one of the
What up,
hottest.
Manny?
Salute to Manny.
I got one of the hottest shows on BET Plus right now. It's called Legacy. Y'all check
You gonna
that out.
say,
Me,
hey,
Ving,
man,
Rain,
hey,
Clifton Powell.
hey, man, you was all the way on the Breakfast Club, man. You couldn't,
you know, Charlamagne,
promote
that's my man. It's like, yeah,
Come
you
on,
talk
man.
to
Manny's our guy, man.
Thought we was real
You
friends,
talk to
man.
Charlamagne?
Yeah, that's my guy, too.
Legacy on BT Plus? Or?
BET Plus, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We about to finish out the season. You
What
know
up,
I'm saying?
Manny?
Yeah,
Yep,
that's my
you
guy.
already know. You know,
All right. Well,
everything is both two on the way. You already
Yes,
know.
sir.
It's the Breakfast Club. It's Jason Mitchell, Barton, Fitzpatrick. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.